Hello once again, Star Wars and Unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing Show Sideshow Retrospective. Yes, we are going to take two more figures from my collection and kind of go through a little review or revisit review of said figures. So, we have, when last we left, we've still been in the 2007-2008 range of the Sideshow brand of 12-inch action figures, and I am about to present to you now with two additional ones. The first one being very interesting because, like some other ones that have come out before, this is one that we've never quite really seen in live action, have we? No. No, we've seen, let me get this guy to get his arm up a little bit. We have seen Obi-Wan in this type of outfit with partially robes, but also trooper armor on his arms and legs and chest with these little connectors here. This is definitely more of a Clone Wars thing. More specifically, the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars 2D animated cartoon series, where we saw this type of ObiWan Kenobi figure that Sideshow decided to make a Ewan McGregor representation of, kind of taking the idea of Ewan McGregor from episode 2 and kind of tweaking it and combining it with this. So really fun. I absolutely loved this rendition of Obi-Wan Kenobi. I do believe that there were some similar versions that came out in the Clone Wars 3D animated series, but I feel like this is the one that this definitely takes its cue from that 2D animated series. So you can see here up front, it's got a pretty good likeness, right? We're still doing regular sculpts. We haven't gotten into the 3D likeness sculpt yet. I love that he has this hologram on his arm coming from his gauntlet, and I believe that must be, I think it's Commander Cody, but it's hard to tell with the way it is. He does seem to have the little tunic cape underneath. I don't know if Cody actually had that. It might be Captain Rex. So this could actually be more of a Clone Wars 3D segment. I always love, though, the accuracy. Look closely at the 3D or the hologram. He's got his arm up too, because you imagine they would both be communicating with each other that way. So really, really cool. Obviously combining the use of some of the tooling from Stormtrooper armor, but kind of giving it a uniqueness only Obi-Wan could have. And of course, he's got his nifty inner tunic, sort of, but not really, because his inner tunic is a little longer, or it's a little shorter, and his the old Obi-Wan robes would have been a little longer. So this is kind of unique to this outfit. And he has a cape. No capes. No, yes capes. He would have capes. So overall, just an awesome figure. I will say that these figures, over course of time, I keep trying to put his arm up and it slides down. So there is some definite weakness there. So it's not, not sure what to do about that. This is the one thing I've noticed about having these higher end figures, is they are essentially put together like Black Series figures or any kind of figures, and with a little bit of, dated a little bit after a few years, decades. This is probably this is over 10 years old. So this is going to have a little bit of an issue there. It does have, of course, his saber. I have his saber kind of reversed, which is interesting. I don't know why I did that. Maybe I was not quite sure, but whatever. Maybe he's going to use it as a blunt object instead of using the saber. I don't know. But so a nice, cool figure. Again, not truly film accurate because this never existed in this format on any piece of celluloid. It's just kind of a rendition, similar to Snow Bunny Padme that Sideshow did, and I've done that, I believe, on an earlier episode. So we'll check those out. There he is, looking cool. It's got his cool base, still using the waist clipper, I call it, that grips the waist. So what's nice is that you can hold this by his head, and his base will not fall off, which I kind of miss. The newer Hot Toys versions, they basically just rest, the figures rest on there, which is great, but then you have to move both things. This has a lot more stability, so really like it. So that's one right here. I'm just trying to do the opposing view, so our next one, also a 2000, I think 2007, 8, 9. It says 9 on the base, but I think it's more of a 2008. At least that's when it came out. That is Admiral Piett from of course, Empire Strikes Back. Now, I kind of enjoy the look. I'm going to take his hat off briefly. I think they did a pretty good job with his likeness of his face. I'm wondering about, I'm wondering, however, about the green. Did he wear olive green, or was he black? I have to look back. I guess he was olive. He must have been olive green, or maybe he was more than one color. So looks a little hip with his hat. Gotta make sure I have it straight. There we go. I always loved this character, the Admiral Piett character, mainly because it's the one Imperial that survived more than one movie. Tarkin didn't survive. None of those other people at that table survived, at least not that we know of. And then when he got to Empire, Vader was just choking people left and right. So Piett, when the Falcon got away after R2 re-engaged the hyperdrive, and the Falcon got away, and there was that look that he looked in the thing like, oh God, I'm done. But then Vader just walked away. So, at the time you were thinking, well, I guess he's going to be cooked off camera. But then next thing you know, you open up Return of the Jedi, and there he is. Not right away, though. He's kind of in the middle. You see him there again. So it was kind of cool that they made a return. Of course, didn't survive that one, but there you go. So just, I like does really cool things with the tunic. I will say that one kind of sad thing about this is that you can take these off, but there's just, because of the thickness of the fabric, there's a lot of PC. You can see it right here. There's just a lot of bunch up there. Like, it's not, this is a miniature version of the costume. So therefore, it's not a miniature thread count. It's probably a very similar thread count. Or maybe not. I mean, I would imagine that they used to make costumes full of wool, that kind of thing. So, I don't know. He's got his hitched up pants. He's got his riding boots. Okay, though it's a really great likeness. It's a great likeness of the uniform, but it does have a little bit of, I call it G.I. Joe ness. G.I. Joe-ness and I'm not talking about 80s, 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe for all the youngins. I'm talking about the real old G.I. Joes, the ones from the 60s and 70s that were, in fact, 12-inch figures. And the one thing that they had that I wish these figures would have is the real hair. Well, not real hair, but they had hair that was like a synthetic type of hair. It was interesting. So I kind of wish that they would do that with these characters. But instead, no, we're stuck with the plastic. Just the sculpt coming from... Another thing I thought about these, the sculpt, just part of the head. The other thing I always laugh at is these hats. They strike me as military versions of like ice cream scoop paper hats, that could work either way. They kind of flip each side. They're kind of the only difference is that this is a little thing on the front, a little cog that you see on the front there. But it's kind of a reversible hat. Could go either way. So, really cool. I believe he includes a weapon, but I never saw Captain Piett? I think it was Captain and Admiral. I never saw either of the ranked Pietts with a weapon. So, no weapon for him. He doesn't need a weapon. He orders somebody else to shoot. That's what he does. So awesome. Pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, you can see as the year goes on, they're starting to get a little bit more, interesting. They're starting to get a little bit more creative. And, they're trying to open up and do something. Now, I will say this. Some people have messaged me and said, are you going to do every single one? No, I don't own every single one. Oh, my goodness, no. I do not have the funds to purchase even every single 12-inch. 12-inch, they're expensive. So I'm just going through in order of the years I have. So anything that I've skipped over, if there's a figure, case in point, I don't have Ayla Secura. Okay, I looked. I don't have Ayla Secura. Do I want Ayla Secura? I like Ayla Secura. I just didn't feel like paying, at the time, $80, $90, $100 for an Ayla Secura 12-inch figure. So, that's why. But, these guys I do have. And will I continue to get them? I'm going to limit probably one a year. And I'm going to probably hold off until there is some kind of a sale. Like some type of free shipping or something, that I can save a little bit of money. And I still have a couple that are coming in the mail but I've done the payment plan. So there'll be some new reviews too, but I have plenty to go through in the old reviews. So that'll do it for this Sideshow Retrospective for the Empire Strikes Back Admiral Piett, or I guess you could say Return of the Jedi as well, Admiral Piett, and Clone Wars time period. Never seen on screen in live action, but really cool looking nonetheless. ObiWan Kenobi. Thank you so much for watching. Check me out and all the other videos I have on my playlist on YouTube. And also, like, subscribe, do all that other stuff. Check out all the other content on Red 5. There's some great stuff on the Red 5 Network, podcast and YouTube. There's some cool stuff to watch. Got plenty more videos up in store for you. Until next time, may the Force and the toys be with you.